Greetings and welcome, fellow doctors, to another episode of Let's Play 2 Point Hospital. Let's calmly go and build a house of healing for the people in need, shall we? Right, quite enough of that. Where did I leave off? Alright, we just started this hospital, so we just need to get to level 4. Well, is there any item I can get that will do that? I don't want to get the big bins, those would be nice. I'm saving up for something, I think. Probably the medicine cabinet, right? Yeah, I'll save up my kudosh for that. So should really put down some benches, I think. No, shush you. That's not quite straight. Keep it straight.
In the event of an epidemic, please try not to panic.
Well, luckily epidemics are not quite a problem. Alright, get the patient to wait. Let's get a ward set up. How big do I want to make the ward? We can always adapt. It's probably big enough for now. Let's... At the present, I don't need to make it that big. Just big enough. Anything else is not really necessary. I suppose I could put in a couple of lockers. Right, it's not snapping to grid as nicely as I would like. Alright. And of course it's now a level 3 room, so that helps. Do I have a nurse that can work in there? No, let's get rid of you. You're alright-ish, you can work there, but it's not brilliant. Alright, let's just keep on going. Alright, what staff do I have? I mean, it's been a week, I need to remember. Alright, I do have someone who can go into the psychiatry, so I should really build that, because psychiatry is after all also a diagnostic room. Alright, losing money hand over fist. That's quite as it normally is.
Nurse to the pharmacy.
That's already enough for now. We have... Yay! We've been granted a training license. It will allow us to train staff in all of our hospitals. Building a training room allows you to run a training course. Staff with a free training slot can go on a course to learn a new qualification. Verbal diarrhea, that's pharmacy, alright. Training! Let's get busy with training. Now, the reason why I'm not immediately rushing to build the deluxe clinic and the PANS lab is because it's not always clear which diseases will appear in your hospital. It's a very good chance they will appear because, well, that's the nature of this place, but it's not usually the best idea to build rooms that you don't know you need. After all, you can still remove them later on after all, but that's money you spent that you can't get back. And that's always a pity if that happens. Alright, well, just make it over here. Don't really matter where I put it. There's lots of stuff also in the training room that I want, like... not this. Where is it? I should just completely skip past it then, I think. Yeah, the display skeleton, the anatomy model, an anatomy poster, brain anatomy poster and all that. Those help with training speed. Now, I can unlock those later. Right now, that's not a concern. If I've got any advice on building a training room, don't make it too big. It's tempting to put as many chairs in there as you want, and you can certainly do that, but it's not necessary. Because, well, on average, I found I've never really gotten more than 4 people at the same time in the room, which sort of makes getting more than 4 chairs redundant. Also, I usually don't have many more staff available of any particular level that can train at the same time. I mean, I have had clowns. I've had hospitals big enough that you could theoretically get 6 people to go in there, but you tend to want to also have some people still out doing their jobs while the rest is training. So I think 3 is probably enough unless you're in a real rush to get a particular skill out, but even then, you can just send people away if you, patients away. Flottering has had a bit of a problem recently. Clowns! They're everywhere! Apparently they keep escaping from the traveling circus. Their hijinks can be a real nuisance. We'll need some new equipment to deal with them. The Orb Foundation has a patented method for recalibrating the minds of clowns, supporting their rehabilitation back into society. They have offered to supply us with the necessary equipment if we can demonstrate our ability to mold our own staff. Sounds a bit sinister to me, but who am I to judge? Alright, start the training course. We can click on the lectern or drop a suitable members of staff into the room. Staff will also request training when they're ready. In the training screen, select the qualification you want staff to learn, assign a trainer, select the staff you wish to send on this course. When you're ready, click the start button. When picking a trainer, you can use your own staff, choosing one of their qualifications to teach, or you can pay extra to bring in a guest trainer. Yes, this is definitely an innovation I prefer over the old game, where you basically had to hope you got the right staff member so you could teach your other staff to train, and you could never be entirely certain that they would finish the course because there was a slight chance they might finish becoming a consultant before they finish their qualification. This will never happen here, because staff will always level up normally, and even if they're full level, you can still just give them qualifications, because they will open up qualification slots as they level up. Alright, is there anything we want to teach? Now, Psychiatry 2 is actually kind of nice, but I don't really have anyone that I want to teach that to. Getting a general practice would be nice for my doctor. And I do have a doctor, so I don't have to get anyone else, so let's do that for a bit. Since we just need to train someone, that's fine. And we do have a spare doctor. Alright, 2 more days until we get the new nurse, so let's see if he's any good. Please be good, please be good. Yes, you're good enough. Short tempo, likes to argue with literature. You are awful. But I'll take you. Alright, so we are not covering our costs, are we? Yeah, no, that was pretty much to be expected. Until we get more patients in, it's probably gonna be mopping with the faucet open, so that's not really gonna be too good for us just yet. Let's just get this stuff finished. Now, I don't think that the game overall is all that difficult, especially in the first parts of the levels, up until you get to Duckworth upon Bilge, because that level is designed to make you fail. But it can happen, of course, you fail because you overspend. Especially in the later levels, when you are, well, getting overwhelmed by just about everything that's been thrown at you. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm not gonna change the prices just yet because I kinda need people to come. My reputation is currently, what, fine? Yeah. So let's just speed things along. Alright, there we've got a clown. We can't cure him just yet because we need to finish training a person.
My therapist says I need to relax more. Find a hobby. If you have any suggestions, please send them in. I'll keep you posted on how my search goes. Anything's better than my last hobby. Collecting traffic cones.
Alright, he's waiting for the GP's office, but there's a queue. There's only a small queue for now. Yeah. I'm working on it.
Training course complete. Class dismissed.
Alright, so we've gotten the clown clinic. Very expensive building, but you know what, we need it, so it needs to be 4x4. So we'll do that. And let's put in some windows. And we don't want anything else in here. It is a machine, so we'll want a fire extinguisher in there. May as well get a plant. And a poster. And that's all I'm gonna do, really. Get some benches. Alright, let's go back to normal speed while I have a look at my staff. Alright, so at the present there's not all that much I can do. I kinda need a nurse that has the ability to do stuff. Natural mentor, that's actually kinda good. Green fingers, weak bladder, leaves the bag in. Yeah, I knew that. Funny, high energy, nasty, no. Alright, you come in then. Just infection, alright, so now we have someone who can actually use that. Ooh, got a monobrow. Yeah. In Team Hospital, you had rats running around, or mice, I guess. In here, you have monobrows that escape from people's faces. Because, of course, they do. Right. Barbershop Quartet for patients with Mockstar. I think I can handle that.
The 45th caller today will win tickets to the
Right, I need another diagnosis room.
Station manager's optimism. The most callers we've ever had in a day was 6. 2 of them were wrong numbers.
Actually, I'm doing that wrong. Need to push this here.
Maintenance announcement. Plants need water.
Right. Mockstar has been discovered. Yes, we already knew that. Again, that's not quite aligned. And we've got Freudian lips, a tendency to pout excessively when faced with a camera, caused by a buildup of lewd thoughts in the cerebral cortex. A psychiatrist must use the subconscious tap to drain the excess thoughts into a beaker, after which they can be safely disposed of in an incinerator. Alright, so we're getting lots of stuff for our psychiatry ward. Class clown, just the worst. Positive inspiring. Mix their own compost. Hang on a moment, I need to think about this. Let's see, Deluxe is a doctor. Right, so I do need one of those. And having another one of those doesn't hurt. I'm a little bit overdoing it on the doctors, but it should be fine. Oh, we need a pants lab. Which is a 4x4 room. Do I have room for that? Just. Let's see. Like that. Alright, that'll do. Misery guts. Alright. We don't have a... Do we have a janitor with some of this? Yeah, you're too expensive. I'll take you. Ooh, I forgot the most important room. The staff room. No problems. We can work with this. Alright, that should make sure that the happiness stays up. Alright, we're barely losing money still, but that's fine. If worst comes to worst, I can easily take out a loan, which will tide me over for a bit.
Doctor required in psychiatry.
That's less good. Stop giving me these guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind having very high quality doctors. I mean, consultant level doctors are generally quite good, but I kinda want to make my own doctors. Train them myself and all that, because emotional intelligence is not really necessary for anyone that I've seen so far. I mean, there's only really one scenario that I've seen so far that can sorta, kinda... Yeah, alright, you could need it for that, but even then, not really necessary. Diagnosis skill, it's kind of a meh in very specific circumstances, but overall you don't necessarily want that skill, because, damn. Right, we've got the pandemic, alright, we knew that already. Alright, because, let's see. Psychiatry level 1, that's fine, because you need that in order to work there, but then the Psychiatry 2 improves the treatment skill as Psychiatry and diagnosis skill in Psychiatry with 20%, whereas just a regular diagnosis only gives diagnosis skill plus 10%. Which is a net meh. I mean, even for something like... Alright, I'll just promote you regularly. Now, whenever promoting people, you can adjust the slider so that they get money. Don't know exactly what it was. There, that'll be fine. So you can make them more happy. This can be a good idea, but you don't necessarily need or want to do it very early on in your hospital, just to keep costs down a bit. Later on, you might want to consider doing that because, well, if they don't get paid enough, they will want to leave. But that'll have to do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.